I hope you are well. I have another Unhaul video. So here are a load of books that I just threw at the bottom of my bookcase. So first up, we're going to start with the Helen Sol Diary by Jeff Lucas. This is kind of a Bridget Jones, but from a Christian perspective. So the woman is very religious. And so think of Bridget Jones without kind of the sex and the sauciness. For me, I personally didn't find it very interesting. I didn't really like this book, so I'm going to get rid of that. We then have a manga. This is The Ancient Magus Bride. Loved this. So that weird skull creature, he goes to a slave auction and he buys this girl and you don't know what's going to happen to her, and then he says, I'm not actually going to do you any harm. I don't want you as my slave. I want to train you up. I have these magic powers that I want to give to you, and I think that you could do really well with this. And it's about their friendship. It's kind of like Beauty and the Beast. You know how Belle's originally scared of the Beast and then warms to him and they become friends? It's kind of that, but think of it with magic powers. Gorgeous illustration. I need to buy book 2, but I don't need to keep book 1. We then have a very small graphic novel. This is called Lost Property, and I thought it was going to be about this man has all this lost property and he was going to find out who originally the item belonged to, but the book didn't really go anywhere, and I don't know if it is a pilot for a bigger graphic novel maybe, because I think I just found it in a charity shop, and you know sometimes in a charity shop you get kind of books that are proofs and they're not the true edition, so I'm not sure if it was that. We then have a book I love. This is The Art of Sleepy Hollow, but I never picked this up. I never look at it. I love the film Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp in it so much. So this is the full script of that, but it also had illustrations that were done of different things that they wanted to do within the film. So like a whole film plot of different things. You can see with the weapons, they got sketches of the weapons, the costume design. I loved that bit of it, all the sketches of the costume design. So before it ever became a film, obviously all the plot and all the work behind it, the artistry that goes on behind it, that someone has to sketch out all the different illustrations of the costumes and all the illustrations of the weapons and then go and have those things manufactured. Oh, I loved it so much, but I never read it, so I don't really need it in my collection. We then have Garfield. This was a volume. I really liked it, but it didn't feel like Garfield of old because it's a new edition. It just felt, I don't know what it is. I always say on this channel, computer generated images. I don't really like those kind of graphics. I prefer hand drawn things, and I don't know how to explain it better, but that's the only way I can explain it. Like Garfield, the original comic hand drawings, I absolutely love. There's just something really nostalgic about them, really cozy about them. But this digital, maybe digital art is what I don't like. I don't know, but I did like that. That was fun, but I don't really need to keep it. We then have Caroline Duffy, Miss Scrooge. People love her. She does books that are poems, they're kind of funny things. I didn't like this. I thought I would love it, but I think I found it quite boring. I thought it'd be just a funny little quick read for me, but I remember really kind of slogging through it and I didn't like it. The illustrations, stunning, like absolutely gorgeous. You can see, so cozy. I just didn't catch on to the humour of it. And you can't love every book, and obviously we all have different sense of humours, but for me, I didn't like that book, but I thought I'd love it. This is a graphic novel. This is Everything is Teeth. This is about a girl who's scared of sharks. The illustration style is mental. So it's got hand drawings, it's got digital drawings, and then it's got actual photography of sharks in it. So it's just a mad array of different things. I didn't find it very interesting. I love the art style. I love the mixed media of it. Look at it. Like photography in with the art. It reminds me of in the Mary Poppins film with Julie Andrews, where they're dancing and it's the actors dancing and then they've put illustrations behind them. I really love that in old Disney when they used Bedknobs and Broomsticks was a great one for it as well, where they'd have actual actors but then illustrations with the actors interacting with them. So I did like the art style of it, but I just didn't find it very interesting. This graphic novel I loved. This is Jane the Fox and Me, and it's about a little girl who she really likes the book Jane Austen. So throughout the story you're learning about this little girl going to school, and then it will flit to Jane Austen, and then this little girl meets a fox. So the girl's bits are in black and white. It's very dreary. She's being bullied. Every time it goes into Jane Austen, it is bright colours. And oh my god, the girl, like the illustration of the sausage is like, I've got a body like a sausage, and people being horrible to her, and then it's going into Jane Austen. It was really gorgeous, but again, I haven't reread it, so I don't really see the point of keeping it. This one's going to be controversial. Okay, I'm sorry, but I hate paper girls. I never got it. I just don't get the appeal. I know people love it, but I don't like the art style. I didn't like the plot. I didn't find it funny. I know people love it, but it just wasn't for me. It wasn't my cup of tea. We then have, another controversial one. We have Ice Haven by Daniel Close. I didn't really love this. I don't remember loving this and thinking it was great, but Daniel Close wrote Ghost World, and I am obsessed with Ghost World. I think it might be the greatest graphic novel I've ever read. It's just so funny. It's about these two teenage girls, and I haven't seen the film. It was adapted into a film that I really want to see. But there's my Hello Kitty slippers there making an appearance. But Ice Haven just didn't give me the same vibes as the Ghost one. We then have The Hate List by Jennifer Brown. This is about a boy who he writes a list of people that he hates in his school and the reasons why he hates them. He then goes to school and commits a mass shooting, but he doesn't target the people that are on the list. It's really a book that doesn't make sense to me. And with mass shootings in general, when they just, maybe they've been bullied by someone at school, but they don't go and kill the person, the bully, they just random innocent students they kill. I just think it's so cowardly, and I couldn't feel sorry for him because of how cowardly it was. And it's really about his girlfriend, because him and his girlfriend made the list together, and it wasn't a list of people they really wanted to kill. She didn't realise he was going to do anything like that, but I just couldn't feel sorry for him. I couldn't connect him because he didn't kill the people that had hurt him. We then have a bit of nostalgia. Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So obviously this is a book of the TV show. I loved the TV show. The cat is the star. Let's be honest. Sabrina isn't the star. The cat is the star. Loved this. Just great nostalgia little read. Absolutely loved it. I love Sabrina's aunts. I remember I had a Sabrina plastic play set, and it was all the characters from it, and it was the Sabrina house, and I still have it, and it was so good. This is a horror. This is The Birthing House. I thought this was a good horror. I don't want to tell you too much because I don't want to spoil it, but there was one scene where the main character made a really creepy comment about a, pre-pubescent girl. It was very sexual, and I just was like, oh no. It just, when it's just one line kind of turns you off the whole book. But the book itself was actually very good. So, it's like in The Exorcist, if you've read the book of it, is that when the girl's saying the most horrendous, awful stuff, which she says in the film as well, but you've got like a little girl saying really sexual things because obviously she's possessed, and it just makes you feel very uncomfortable, but it's just part of the story. So there's that. These two things here are my art. So I got rid of all the books that were in the bottom, absolutely came out, and then now I just have my art displayed there I had for a while. Now I have all of my son's toys in this area. It made so much room for me. So I hope you liked this unhaul. I feel like this is quite a controversial one because there are some books that people absolutely adore in it, but I just didn't connect to them. I'm making daily videos, so I'll see you tomorrow for another video.